Alright, how's it going, everyone? You'll have to forgive this return to my kitchen table on these last couple videos. I've been in the process of moving, so my shooting areas are slowly dwindling, as are my items available, thus these very primitive measuring and weighing devices. But I have a kind of a special video today. I'm about to embark on a interesting project for my watch hobby. I'm going to try and do 1 year wearing only one watch with a couple very small caveats. But we'll get into that in a minute. But I felt like the watches that we love as watch people, especially in the vintage market, are ones that have been just worn and used by someone who just uses them like a tool and cares about them, but uh, you know doesn't just flip between a gazillion watches. So I wanted to try and experience that and see if that's for me. And so in reviewing the options for that, I wanted something that had provenance and was, a watch company that, was something I could be proud to wear, I guess, and was somewhat versatile, but mostly just met my lifestyle needs. And I do a lot of outdoors stuff. I do a lot of stuff in the water. I do a lot of things that have sharp impact. So I said, well, a dive watch is probably the best choice. I can make it work for a year for formal occasions, or just go without wearing a watch for some of those occasions. But um, so the choices, I guess, for dive watches with provenance are like Omega Seamaster. I had no interest in Seiko. I know that'll offend all the Seiko diehards, but just they certainly have equal provenance with any of these brands, but I'm not impressed with their quality control. I don't like their case sizes. Um, the Seiko Monster and SKX are awesome, but I want something a little bit nicer than that. So Seiko is out. That's pretty much the only Japanese brand with the provenance required for this project that I was looking to do. So that left Swiss or German. German Sin. I'm not really about the brutalist style of Sin. Damasco, same thing. They're very similarly styled, so that knocks out the big German dive watch brands. Panerai is too expensive, and I've just never been a Paneristi kind of person. I don't like how to me they're kind of overhyped. Not that most watches aren't overhyped, but it's just not for me. So that was really the only Italian dive watch brand. For Swiss, Omega, I was like, yeah, maybe, but they're kind of pricey. Same with Rolex and Tudor. So what I settled on was a Doxa. In this case, I ended up with a Doxa 1200T in Professional, which is, of course, the orange color, for those of you who are not familiar with Doxa. But so here's the box. I haven't even seen it yet. I've been away on the trip. But they come in these metal tuna or scuba cans. So let's take a look and get my first impressions on camera. I literally have not seen this watch except for in pictures and a grainy video. I had my wife check it to make sure everything was good. So let me shake this out of the can. Alright, so it comes like this. Put the can up. So this is just the literature, the manual and stuff that comes with it. So here it is. This is the warranty card. And here's the watch. So I'm going to try and kind of peek around the camera a little bit so I can see it not through the lens, because obviously it's a little different in person. But the orange is really nice. It's maybe like a slightly more vivid shade than it's very similar to a Monster, but just maybe slightly more like a faded color, like less pumpkin and more just orange. case size is really nice. This is, like I said, this is a 1200T, so it's like a 43-ish millimeter, I think, across, and then 44. I guess I can measure it right now. 44 and a half like the lip tip. So let's see. It's basically almost a round watch. So we've got, let's see. Yeah, somewhere between 42 and 43 across, and then like 43-ish, 44 lug to lug, according to this. And then it's a little thick, but I mean, considering this watch does have 1200 meters of water resistance, that's forgivable. So yeah, I'm seeing like between 13 and 14 millimeters. And it's got the true beads of rice bracelet, so every one of these polished links is individual. The earlier 1200Ts had like fused beads of rice, where each link was kind of one piece and just milled to look like beads of rice. It's got just a friction style clasp, which a lot of people hate, but it doesn't bug me at all. With the machined mid links, or mid clasp, and then a fold out dive extension, which again doesn't bug me, although it probably bugs other people. There's the case back. I can get the focus. There we go. So this is 881 of 1200. Never really been entirely sure about Doxa's numbering system. Like, this watch has been in production since, oh, I don't know, like 2011, I think, 2010. And so I'm like, is it really? Have they really only made, like, is it 1200 per color? So we'll see. But I haven't been able to find out the answer to that yet. Here's the, so it's this one's slightly used. It's just got some minor scuffing. But let's just kind of drape it over my wrist and see. Actually, this guy's wrist might not have been that different in size. No, it wasn't. So there it is on my wrist. Super comfortable, like super comfortable. Everyone says the beads of rice is comfortable, and they're not lying. A really nice look. I love the orange dial. I love the dwarf hour hand, and the 70s kind of looking square indices. I used to have a new old stock Squale midsize diver from the 70s, and like almost identical hour markers. That's a really cool look. Date wheel at 3 doesn't really bug me. It'll be nice to have the date, even though I don't really necessarily care one way or the other. But yeah, so let's see how the bezel is. Oh yeah, that's like, if anyone's ever used like a snap-on ratchet, this is basically what that feels like. Just extremely machined, like heavy-duty, but smooth, and it's just, no play. The sawtooth style grip is excellent. That was my biggest complaint when I had an Omega diver, is that the bezel was useless for diving, and therefore it wasn't actually really a dive watch. Everything's lined up. It's a nice look. See how much it weighs. It's not actually that heavy, considering, like I said, it's got 1,200 meters of water resistance. Let's see. It does have a helium release valve. Doxa actually worked with Rolex to develop the original automatic helium release valve, so that's not like it's Doxa's not exactly. You can't say they're stealing any technology or style, like that. That is an authentic original feature of Doxa. All right, so we're looking at, with the bracelet, right around 200 grams. So that's pretty par for a dive watch. Certainly a dive watch of this this water resistance, like I said. So this is a perfectly fine saturation diver. It's got a sapphire crystal. I will be diving with this watch. In a few minutes I'll talk about my plan for this year and how I'm going to keep making videos for you guys. But yeah, I just wanted to check it out, I guess, get the full initial impressions with you on camera, just so you can see what I think and kind of outline my purpose for this. But so I'll move on to that. So let me prop this up. So my goal for this year is to make a video every month talking about the watch and what I've done with it and what I think about it so far, and shortcomings, that kind of thing. I'll try to do a write-up too. But I guess the goal is to do something every month that either challenges how I perceive, or how people perceive how dive watches should be used. So like wearing it to, like, say, some sort of a formal occasion, or doing something that I guess challenges me and puts the watch in its element, like doing some sort of a canoe trip or a whitewater trip, or doing some diving. My wife is probably going to get certified this year, so I'll probably do like a part of the course with her to get, never hurts to do some refresher stuff. So do that, and maybe do some really cold water diving this winter. I mean, I've done Atlantic winter diving, so like 35 degrees, but wouldn't hurt to do some more. It's a fun. I like cold water diving. So do that. Do some tropical diving. That kind of thing. So hopefully every month do something that either pushes me and my perceptions of the watch and the public's perceptions of the watch, or pushes me, I guess, to the watch's ability. So that's what you guys can look forward to. I hope you will enjoy it and kind of stick along for the ride while I give this whole watch monogamy thing a try and see if I can make it work. But I've already sold all the other watches. There's no going back. The only watch I have left now is an Omega X33, which I'll probably just keep because I don't know. There's no point to me in getting rid of it. I won't wear it, but it's a fun watch, so I'll just throw it in my drawer until the year's up. So 1 year from today should be the 13th video. Finishing this puppy up. But you can look forward to seeing regular videos from me on this watch coming up in the future. That's my first impressions. I hope you liked them, and have a nice day.